Hello and welcome dear learners to this particular video on in smart manufacturing and operation systems. We are talking about this specific topic, transitioning the existing factory into a smart factory. And as usual, we have two questions that we would like to address through this video. Question one is, new firms in this era can start as smart factory. It is easy for new firms, new age firms that are starting off as a factory to start. But what with older firms, those who have been using traditional production and operations system? Now, is it easy, and what is that they need to adopt and adapt to become a smart factory is what we're going to answer through our second question in this video. When we talk about smart factory, we are talking about technologies that are an integral part of Industrial Revolution 4.0. Right now, we are in this age of Industrial Revolution 4.0, which is manifested prominently by technologies like virtual reality or simulation, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, big data. Right? A lot of advancements are happening outside in the environment, and all of these advancements are throwing up some amazing products, technologies, equipment, applications, each of which can be adopted by existing organizations to see how they can leverage the advantage of these technologies for their existing business operations. So that's where we are looking at, how existing factories can go about becoming smart, right? The business case for implementing smart factory technologies is very compelling, as these technologies bring in a lot of tangible improvements in revenue, in output, in quality, safety, along with reduced costs. What technology does is it does a lot of amazing things. When it is brought into your existing factory system, it can replace a lot of activities that have been lagging and increasing lead time and increasing cost, and brings in a lot of efficiency, brings in optimization, and ultimately starts fetching in profit. So there is a strong business case that is made, which needs to be explained as to why these technologies and how these technologies are going to help us contribute to the bottom line. So it's not surprising, therefore, that smart manufacturing technologies are becoming an increasingly important driver of competition. So what more and more organizations are doing, in this very competitive arena, in whichever industry, they're trying to see how they can bring in these technologies and have these technologies deliver some quick and faster and find results to their customers, and thereby they seem to be talking of it or claiming as using them as competitive advantage and to do better than any of their competitors. So the technologies that are part of a smart factory include some of these wonderful technologies like cloud computing, edge computing, vision systems, robotic process automation, predictive analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, big data, IIoT, augmented and virtual reality, and mixed reality. So all of these are interesting technologies that Industrial Revolution 4.0 has brought out into the market. So what factories tend to do, factories that are wanting to do or become smart, don't bring all these technologies at the same time. They bring in different technologies depending on how important these technologies are for their product, process, design, and manufacturing. And accordingly, they bring in these technologies to see how they can leverage and make the best use so that they can deliver the right product and the right service to their customers and clients. So as each of these technologies, also have their respective merits and strengths, and you need to align that with your business to see how each of those technologies can contribute to your business, to its effective functioning, and to render the product or the service in a much more better, optimal, efficient, and a cost-effective manner. So there are some important practical considerations that we need to think about, especially when we are trying to transition from an existing system to a new or a smart system. First of all, anything new that is going to be brought into the organization, not just production systems, but could be anything, there's always this sense of resistance to anything new. So there is resistance of change that you will get to see, because change could be mostly more in terms of infrastructural changes, or there could be a hierarchical change, or there could be definite changes with respect to roles, responsibilities, and positions that people hold. So the first uh, challenge for bringing in anything new, or when we are going through the transition process, will be the resistance from the people who are working in these production and operation systems. So we need to look for a very convincing way and then be able to bring these technologies in a very step by step and in a very planned manner, so that we also empower, train them, and also accommodate these individuals. There's always this fear that they may lose jobs when technologies come in. So most of these rumors, or most of these kind of negative news that goes against you bringing in new technologies, needs to be handled in a very proper and a very delicate and a more sensible and a planned manner, right? Along with that, we need the support of the top management, and then we need to ensure that we have people with enough knowledge and skills to be able to use these technologies to create that support system that it requires for its good functioning. So all of that needs to be thought about. So we need to, before we bring in technologies, there needs to be a proper setup of the system and the infrastructure and the people required in place before we start putting our hands into fetching these technologies into the organization. The other very interesting thing that seems to be coming forefront in terms of a clash would be how the information technology department is going to work with the operations technology department. In the earlier system, IT had very limited role, and they were very confined to administrative software and many other data related activities. But when we think about a smart manufacturing factory and bringing in the smartness into the system, the information technology team has a major role to play in the operations process, because they are going to be running the technology that enables us to operate and deliver the production process. So sometimes there could be a clash between these two departments, or between the two functionaries of the IT and the OT. So how the IT and OT is going to be brought together as one single unit or one single team, and how they complement each other in terms of their roles, and how they enable an organization uh, to set up the system and to ensure the seamless and the smooth transition into a smart manufacturing and smart factory system is a very important point that we need to take note of. Two important considerations that is worth mentioning, especially when we are moving into that transition system and when we move through that phase. The first one is integration, because we're trying to combine a lot of things. There were a lot of things that were existing and which earlier used to be a part of the production and operations setup and system. And now we're bringing in a new set of smart technologies into the organization. Hence, the machines, the equipment, devices, sensors, platform systems, both existing, both new, will have to now be integrated. We have to create a proper integration and alignment, and configure the whole thing so that it starts working together as one single whole, starts giving that necessary and required output. The second aspect would be with relation to connectivity. So a lot of data needs to be transferred, a lot of data needs to be applied. Existing From the existing system, a lot of data needs to be transferred to the new system. New technologies will require new forms of systems or new data to enable them to function. So how are we going to bring in this connectivity, and how these technologies can be established and set up on an IT platform, on an IT infrastructure, is very important. So integration and connectivity, these two will be two important aspects that we have to keep in mind when we are going through the transition process. So finally, it is important to focus on the business value. Ultimately, we are looking at how these technologies are going to deliver value. At the end of the day, we need to see that there is a lot of scope that they bring into the production and operations system, and the smart factory must start delivering results. It has to help us increase our revenues and our profits. So there has to be a worthwhile business value that we need to add to it. And the best approach is to look at the overall objectives. So not just look at smart technologies as being a single dimensional contributor to the whole business objectives and the business value system. We need to see how it's going to enhance the value along with the rest of the other aspects, which definitely means that it's not just our production and operation system that is smart, but every other aspect that is aligned with our business objectives also needs to be upgraded to that level of smartness that we're looking at, that we are expecting. And that is when we will be able to see the full end benefit of how smart technologies will be able to deliver those goods and help us to achieve that necessary level of productivity, optimization, and profits. And then finally, profits and revenue in the long run is what we need to look at, right? And that's precisely what I wanted to explain in this particular video. And I hope this video has helped you and helped you to ponder upon some interesting and important points that we need to keep in mind when a firm goes through upgrading its production and operation system from the existing setup to the new or the smart manufacturing setup.